So Kathleen Kennedy just got signed to another 3-year contract, and we have to talk about this. You don't want to miss it. All right, everybody, let's jump right into it. So the news has come out that Kathleen Kennedy has been signed to another 3-year contract. And what does this mean? What does this mean? Should we be mad about this? Should we love this? Fans are decisive about this, and they always will be. The problem with the fandom is that we do expect a lot. And yes, Kathleen Kennedy has messed up a lot. So let's break down what this means, what are the repercussions of it, and why on earth would they re-sign someone after messing up so many times? Okay, so why would they do this? Why would they keep her? Well, simple. Her IMDb page reads like a what's what of the most amazing movies ever. Starting all the way back with E.T., then we go to Gremlins, then Poltergeist, then what? It just goes on from there. Back to the Future, Empire of the Sun, Schindler's List, and the list goes on. Color Purple. You can read her IMDb page, and Goonies is on there. All the things that you valued as a child, or if you're not a child of the 80s and 90s, there's still a chance that during your lifetime you have seen something she has done that has been amazing. Go back if you haven't and watch some of her older stuff, and you'll know why she's a good executive producer. It's a matter of getting the things that they need to be executive producer. That being said, I think she's wearing herself too thin as president, and hopefully that's one of the things they told her upon re-signing her, because I'm a big supporter of Kathleen Kennedy for her talent. However, I will be the first to tell you that as of late, there has been a lot of mess-ups within the Star Wars community. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here for just a little bit. So stick around because I want you to hear this point. You see, when you're looking at old school versus new school way of thinking, and I'm kind of somewhere in the middle because I'm not old enough to be that old school. But I'm not young enough to be completely new school without, at least knowing how things worked before. So allow me to kind of play devil's advocate here. What happens is, back in the day, scripts could get changed, writers could get thrown out midway through. No one ever made a big fuss. Why? There was no internet. There was no internet to tell us that this person was taken off this project. We had to read it through Entertainment Weekly or some other printed magazine that not a lot of people read. And I say this, sure, they had a big subscriber rate. People read them like they were going out of style. But to get everyone to read the same article at the same time, the same way, just didn't happen. And jump forward to today, and this is what you have. You have Facebook giving you article after article after article on anything you say you like. You hit like Star Wars. Boom, you're going to get articles talking about Star Wars. And here's a spoiler alert. Facebook loves, we got this covered. So it's usually going to be negative articles, or articles that aren't telling you the whole truth. Without anything to back this up, without anything to compare it to, a lot of people find themselves believing that something is the way these trash websites and trash news articles say. And then YouTubers turn around and make videos telling you Kathleen Kennedy is destroying Star Wars. This movie is absolute garbage 6 weeks before the movie comes out. And why do they do that? Well, clickbait. You see, we live in that society now where to be a reporter, you need the clickbait. You need that article. You need to be able to give the people something that's going to pull them in. And I think the way to pull people in is through positivity. I think the way to pull you in is by telling you the truth. And unfortunately, the truth is that the things that have been happening to Kathleen Kennedy during her tenure as president, with people being taken off projects, it's not uncommon. Has it happened to her a lot? Yes. And is there an underlying problem with it happening to her a lot? Yes, there is an underlying problem there. Kathleen Kennedy may be running herself a little bit ragged. She may be running herself a little bit too thin, trying to get the presidency stuff done and still trying to be executive producer. And I think that that's a mistake that she has made. I think that that may be a mistake, unfortunately, she will continue to make. However, still playing devil's advocate, let's look at the facts. Has she been bad at it? Well, look at the projects that have come out. While divisive, the Star Wars sequels did all right. You can say what you want, love them or hate them. There's no judgment here. The fact of the matter is they still did all right. In fact, Marvel Avengers Endgame is the biggest box office success in the world. But is it the biggest box office success in America? Nope. Afraid not. Guess what is? Ding, ding, ding. If you guessed The Force Awakens, you're right. Now I want you to think about this. Before The Force Awakens, you had a couple movies that would have been big in America, and, who made those? Maybe Kathleen Kennedy did. I'm not going back and doing all that research right now, but if E.T. was pretty popular, I've heard things like that was a box office explosion, like nothing topped it for a long time. And I believe that. But look, if Endgame was the world and Awakens was the United States, that's something they're going to look at when they hire her, when they bring her back, when they keep her around for another 3 years. Then you have the Young Yoda series coming out, the Andor series coming out, the Exo series coming out. You have the Obi-Wan series, the Ahsoka series, the Untitled Taika Waititi movies trilogy, an Untitled trilogy thing happening, and then not to mention Mandalorian Season 3, which people want to believe that she has nothing to do with the Mandalorian. This isn't entirely true, because the fact of the matter is she does have a lot to do with Mandalorian, just not in the way you think. She's producing Mandalorian. She's the president of the company. She greenlighted Mandalorian. Now a lot of people think, oh, that's Filoni and Favreau's baby. Okay, let me tell you a secret. Dave Filoni didn't know anything about making live-action TV. Nothing at all. But he sent a script and an idea to Kathleen Kennedy saying, hey, I'd like to do this series. Well, then you had Favreau come in, and she teamed Favreau and Filoni up for this reason, because Favreau has proven time and time again that he can do the job. So why not team up two people that can work well together? It saves you from having to worry about the show bombing, which is exactly what she did. She made a successful show there. Then also, don't forget, she's the one that okayed another Clone Wars season and the Bad Batch. She's the one that okayed all the stuff that you're excited about now. And if you're one of these people that's like, as long as Kathleen Kennedy is around, I won't watch any Star Wars stuff, well, then that's on you and you're missing out. But the fact of the matter is, Kathleen Kennedy has proven herself. That's why they're keeping her around. Is she wearing herself a little thin? She probably is. She needs to step down as executive producer on a lot of projects. Give that job to someone else. Focus on the one thing, running LucasArts. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter. If she didn't have anything at all to do with any projects, if she didn't ever touch another Star Wars project again as executive producer, and something went wrong, crap falls downhill, people. They're still going to look up and they're going to, Kathleen Kennedy is to blame. Not Bob Iger. Not Chapek, who runs Disney now. No. None of them. They're not to blame. They're not to blame at all. We wouldn't dare blame them. Look, the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, if you don't like something that's in fandom, you simply take it out of your fandom. If you don't like one episode of The Mandalorian, but you love all the rest of the episodes, then you know what you do? You simply, when you get to the episode, you skip it. There you go. Easy peasy. That's the way it works, man. So you don't have to worry about her being signed for another 3 years. And here's another thing. Kathleen Kennedy, and I said this before, Kathleen Kennedy will leave when Kathleen Kennedy leaves. I told you guys this before. I told you guys this all the way back when I started this channel earlier this year. I said Kathleen Kennedy will not be fired. She will not be going anywhere. You check out some of my earlier videos. There's a couple that are talking about Star Wars and about the rumors that Kathleen Kennedy will be fired, about Brie Larson coming in to be part of Star Wars, and about Gina Carano returning, all of which I nixed all the way back then. I told you they weren't going to happen. Fact of the matter is that Kathleen Kennedy will leave when Kathleen Kennedy chooses to. She was chosen by George Lucas at the end of the day, and we as fans have to at least respect that she is good at executive producing, and that's the reason she was given this job. And whether or not you think she's done a good job as the head of LucasArts, that's up to you. I will say without her, we wouldn't have The Mandalorian. So she has had a lot of failures recently, but you can look at the career of several other producers, studio executives, directors, writers, etc., and see that they've had a lot of failures too. And maybe we need to cut some people some slack every now and then, just trying to be positive. Because that's what we have to do as fans. Enjoy what we're given, because if we criticize every last detail and demonize the people who are trying to bring us entertainment, what's to stop them from not bringing you that same entertainment that you've grown to love so much? Just a little food for thought. I personally think that Kathleen Kennedy is wearing herself way too thin, and I think that she could do better in terms of being the president of LucasArts, if she would give that executive producing stuff to someone else to do. But ultimately, that's not up to me. I don't run the company. So I simply respect whatever decisions she makes, and I wish the Star Wars fandom and all of its fans and all of the people involved with the films, comics, books, etc. I wish them all good luck. So, if you reached the end of this video, then you know I'm fair and just when I talk about all things fandom. I try to talk about everything in a positive way. If that appeals to you, you know you're in the right place. So go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button because Miko thinks we need more subscribers. And I tend to think he's right. And then go ahead. Leave a comment in the comment box because YouTube likes that and we really like to hear from you. And then also share this video with all of your friends. And remember, friends, hit that notification bell because you gotta know when we're coming back. And then here's the other thing. Be safe out there. And remember, friends, at the end of the day, fandom is family. What? Are you kissing me today? Fandom is family.